I'm Heath Watson, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the things that really surprised me, being itinerant music teacher and band coach, and also some things that really drive me crazy. So let's start first with number one. Right, now number one involves these little guys here, tuners. Now tuners are fantastic machines. Unlike the old days, you can actually buy one for $30 that clips on, that's really well made. You play the note and it lets you know what's going on and where you are, sharp or flat. Now, if I had $1 for every time I've said to my students, you need to get a tuner, I would definitely have enough money for a small battery-powered car, easy. Probably a second-hand one, but I would have thousands and thousands of dollars, because the amount of times I say to students that I've been teaching for a year, even a couple of years, you've got to get a tuner. Why? Because if you have a tuner, you are going to be in tune with all the music you're playing along to, all the music you're learning. Also, you're going to sound really good. Every time you go to play, you're going to be in tune, and that's what we all want to do. If you're out of tune, you're going to sound crap, and it's not going to matter how good a player you are, whether you're Eric Clapton or Freddie Whadapaka, who lives down the road. You've got to be in tune. You've got to be in tune. It's all I'm going to say. If you're out of tune, you're going to sound really crap when you're playing. Your brain's going to hear what you're playing, and it's going to say, that sounds stink, and you're going to not want to practice, and you're going to sound really, really bad. Now, it's very easy to do, and it doesn't cost much. So please, everybody, get a tuner and use a tuner. Like I say, if you're trying to play your guitar without using a tuner, it's like putting a stone in your shoe and going for a run, and you know how crap that is. So please get a tuner. Right, number two, kids talking about tuning. Some kids I talk to look at their guitar and go, all my tuning pegs are in a row, so that's how I know it's in tune. Nah, mate, no way. String stretch, wood takes water on and gives it off, so you've got a neck that's going to bend and change. It's going to go out of tune. There's no secret way to have your tuners lined up. Every set of strings you put on. Anyway, it's a ridiculous comment for anyone to make if they thought about it. So yeah, you can't just look at your tuning pegs and expect it to be in tune because it looks right. Lastly, but not leastly, when you're using your tuner, a lot of people do this. They put their tuner on and they go, I'm trying to get this so you can see it. And they'll go like this. And they'll go and tune whatever they need to do. You can't do that. Every time you do that, the computer's going, what? Oh, okay, you're playing an E, blah, blah, blah. But if you keep on going like this, the computer inside the tuner can't track it. And if it can't track it, it can't give you the note. So you're going to sit here going, and the tuner is just not going to be able to track it. So just play the note, just like this. Check it. Okay, that one's on in tune, a little bit flat. Tune it up while it's playing. Well, it's a bit sharp, bring it in reverse. So, do it while you watch. The note is going to sustain way longer than you can hear it. So, play one note, tune it, let it ring out. That's all I have to say about that. D hashtag? What does that even mean? It's D sharp, guys. D sharp. Now, another thing that has come to my attention over the last few weeks that I hadn't realized is quite a few of my students actually, while we're working together, don't go home and put a song on YouTube or Spotify and play along. They're just going off the music that we've wrote out or just from memory. Now that is crazy. That's crazy, because the people who wrote the song have got the song laid out with incredibly easy access these days with Spotify and YouTube and everything like that for you to have a play along with. You can sit there, pretend you're a member of the band, play your parts, play along. It's going to be fantastic. And if you're not doing that, it's almost kind of like running on a road that you can't see when you're blind. You can't see the potholes, you can't see anything. Those guys wrote the song, they've laid it out. Why not play along with them? It'll keep you in time. It'll let you know when the choruses start, when the verses finish. It's just absolutely crazy. First thing you want to be doing is getting in tune and playing along with a version of the song. please do it. You'll get heaps better, and you won't need people like me to teach you for very long.
Run away, you wanna let me be strong.
Cases versus bags. Now, a case is a solid case. When you close your guitar, you should be able to pretty much stand on that case and nothing's going to happen to it. A lot of people seem to confuse bags or gig bags with a case. Now, a gig bag is great. It's soft, it's easy. You can get it on the bus, you can walk to school. It's not going to get rain on your instrument, but it will. It can be stomped on and broken, and if you dropped it or something, you could split a neck off. You could break things, etc., etc. Also, if you've got a case, your guitar is probably going to stay in tune a lot more if you tune it in the morning and take it to a gig or a lesson or whatever. Hell of a lot more than it's going to be in a bag getting knocked around and smacked and all the rest. So a bag is great, it does the job, but a case is way better, a bit more hassle, but it will keep it in tune better and keep it from getting knocked out of tune and protect it. A case should be able to protect it, sort of, worst case scenario. If you've left it on the top of your car and you drive up the drive, the case should protect it, whereas a bag wouldn't. So cases are better, bags are pretty practical though, but don't confuse the two.
Keep on using just before you refuse.
A pick should sort of be an extension of your thumb. You want to be holding a pick kind of whatever's comfortable. Everybody's hand's different, right? But for me, I kind of think of it like a takahe beak sticking out, and it comes from the wrist. Now, a lot of people when they're starting don't want to use picks, and I'm cool with that, but I think it is a very important thing. It doesn't really matter how good a guitarist you are. It's great to use your fingers. I mean, people like Mark Knopfler and that have made a great living out of doing it, finger picking, etc. It's a great sound, but it is limiting because you can only play so fast. So like if I'm looking at how quick, and you when you're beginning, you might think, I don't need to do that because I'm not going to be doing lead guitar or I'm not going to be doing this or that, but you probably will because you're going to get better hopefully, and you're going to want to improve. So when it comes to playing with your fingers, there's only so fast you can go with your fingers up and down, but with a pick you can get pretty quick. So hold it up. So you're never ever going to be able to do that with your fingers. And a pick also helps out fatigue. Your fingers is tired, and it also changes the tone. You listen here. Play with my thumb. Pick. Thumb. Pick. It's just a bit brighter and chops out. So learn to use a pick. It's really important, and it'll make your life a heap easier. What is it? What is this strange clockwork thing here we have here? This is a metronome, and this is a fantastic thing. If you want to get anywhere, you want to get yourself a metronome. They are great just for playing along to rhythms. They actually take a lot of stress away from you because they're giving you the beat that you need to play to. You can change the timing on them. A little bit faster, a little bit slower. And all my adult students who with me work on scales and modes and playing faster, we all use these because you might as well. If you're practicing a whole lot of scales and everything, you might as well do it in perfect time as opposed to your own time. Now, we all learn time as we get older. As more music we listen to, it's practice. So one thing to make it better is while you're practicing, use a metronome. They're a bit of a joy killer at times, but use them. They're really, really important and they're fantastic. And if piano teachers recommend them and all the rest, classical players, then yeah, there's no argument. Use a metronome, it's fantastic. It'll save you hours of mucking around doing stuff in your bedroom by yourself as opposed to nutting down and really concentrating on your playing and your rhythm. This is one that most people, when they ask for my advice about buying guitars and stuff, don't ever do, and that's cool because it is a real hassle. But for the $500 or $600 you might be spending on a new guitar, you could actually get a pretty damn good second-hand Japanese electric guitar for that. So you're looking at spending $400, $500, $600 on a new Chinese guitar, up to $2,000 for a Korean guitar, and a brand new Chinese guitar. The Japanese guitar, you're looking at a minimum of like $3,500 retail. In fact, I looked on the Rock Shop lately, and you can't get a Japanese Jackson for less than about $4,000, which is a lot. But you can get one second hand for about $600. Now, most of these guitars I'm talking about, or basses or whatever, have been around since sort of the early 90s, and they're made really well. Sometimes there are some parts you can upgrade and add bits to, but essentially you're already starting off with a pretty good car. Like you're starting off with a Lexus as opposed to a Kia, or even worse, like a Great Wall or something like that. You're starting off with something pretty good that can be hot rodded and done up, instead of starting with something really nasty that really is not going to be that nice to play. But you're probably not going to know how bad it is to play till you get yourself a Japanese made or American guitar or something like that, and then you won't even touch that Chinese guitar probably ever again. So yes, if you've got the time and you've got the brains and you've got a teacher like me to ask and help you look for one, get a second-hand Japanese guitar, or ideally American or whatever, because they are heaps better. Earplugs. You've only got so much hearing, and as you get older, it dies off. So if you're in a noisy situation, or you're sort of getting your ears ringing afterwards, bit of tinnitus, that's earplugs, that's damage to your ears. So please put some earplugs in, and yeah, I would only have them out for recording and stuff that was absolutely essential. So keep those earplugs in there and look after your ears, because we love music, and if you can't hear, you're not going to love music anymore, are you? No.
Trick yourself, you trick them all in a song.
This is another good one, especially in these digital age of being able to pick up stuff all the time. Please learn your chords and your notes, at least your chords. So when you're playing with someone, you could say, what are you doing? I'm playing a G and I'm going to a D and then an F sharp minor, or whatever you want to say. Please learn it, because when you're working with other people, if it's all by eye and you just go, oh, I just read tab, I don't know what they're called, it's pretty lame, and it is very easy to learn the names of the chords and how they work, and yeah, the notes as well, the notes on the fretboard. It's not like a piano where you can really see it, but please just learn them. It makes things way better, and it starts to put all these connections in your brain between the notes and the strings and everything like that, and when you hear a note, you'll be able to think what note it actually is, etc., and it's all something great on the way to getting perfect pitch, which I hope everyone gets as a musician, because gets close to it anyway, because it is really important to know your notes, and it's also better to hear them and think them and put them out into your instrument, into sound. So yeah, learn your notes and learn your chords especially.
By my side. And don't be disappointed if I feel like one more.
Right, this is especially important for guitarists. Now, there's no special, I used to think it, but there's no special little guitar pedal that is going to make you any better than what you already are. It's not going to make you sound better or do anything. Everything you hear coming out of your amplifier is coming out from your fingers. So you can get a pedal that'll make things sound a bit freaky or spacey or whatever, but they are not going to make you sound better and be like the magic pill that takes you from being a beginner sort of guitarist to an intermediate or a great guitarist. It's all about what you do with your fingers. But have fun with pedals and, plugins on your computer and all that, because it's great fun. But remember, it's all coming from here and here and here. Probably not here. All right, so thanks for putting up this big rant. The last one is stickability. Now, kids these days, I don't know, people seem to be a bit not so good at sticking with things these days, but you've got to do it. Now, learning an instrument is not like getting on the PlayStation and spending a weekend and finishing a game or something like that. That's nothing. If you're playing a musical instrument, you might have just learned 3 or 4 chords and it's taken you all weekend to be able to change between them. So you've got to stick at something for, at least, I think at least a year to give it a really good go. A really good go. I make all my students, beginning students, do at least 6 months and commit to that, because often I'll find someone gets to about week 6 in term 1 and they go, oh, I don't really want to do it anymore. And the parents will say, well, look, you have to, we've signed up for 6 weeks. And then by about week 3 of term 2, they're all kind of like right into it and saying, hey, Mr. Watson, can you teach me these songs? And right into it. And they are for the rest of their lives, which is real cool. But you've got to stick with it to get a bit of enjoyment out of it. And it's hard, man. It's hard, but the payback is fantastic because you've got the skill you can do for the rest of your life. And when you're old and can't walk or can't even talk or whatever, you can still think about music. You can still play. You'll be an incredible player by the time you're that age and just get so much joy out of it. More joy than you could possibly believe. So anyway, yeah, stick with it. Anyway, I'm Heath Watson from Heath Watson Music Limited. Thank you so much for watching. Play music, love music, get into it, and just stick with it. And you know, if you might be guilty of some of these things, have a little think about them and see how you might be able to improve it, because it'll only make your life get better and get you playing better and enjoying more music. Thanks, guys.
Never wanna be strange, but don't look now. I think it's all been set up and arranged. But I don't mind. Leave the wall, you'll never wanna be strong. Cleave the wall, you might be running